Hey, folks, I want to tell you a story about a couple that just bought a house, and you'll be surprised at how they ended up getting their house. And then I'm going to jump into the numbers and show you what's happening in the real estate market in December 2023. And before I do that, though, I want to thank the one or two subscribers that have subscribed to this channel. Maybe there's a few more than you than that. But the bottom line is, I get it. This isn't the most exciting channel in the entire world. There's lots of other things that you could be filling your mind with. There's lots of things on TikTok that are way more exciting than me. But anyways, do me a favor, just subscribe to the channel. There's a button somewhere. Just press it. I dare you. Anyways, now to this couple. Now, when I say couple, a lot of people think about, and these were first-time homebuyers, believe it or not. And most people think about first-time homebuyers as a young couple. Well, this couple was, one of them was actually retired already. The other is in their maybe late 50s, something like that. So they've lived in Toronto for, their entire lives. Their one of their children live in the city of Guelph, and they have a grandchild or two. And they decided that they want to move from Toronto to Guelph, and they had acquired enough down payment to get themselves a home that is $500,000. Now, when I first heard this, I didn't laugh, but inside I'm thinking, oh, there's really nothing that we can buy for 500,000. And they told me what they wanted. They wanted a detached, or it could be attached, but no condo fees, that preferably one level because they are getting older, but it could be a two-story house. And they wanted the downtown area. So basically, I thought, you know what? The market is going down a little bit, but it's pretty unlikely that they're going to find a house. But we sat down and talked a little bit, and the advice that I gave them was to wait until the late fall, November and December 2023, because what's going to happen is, along with the market deteriorating a little bit, seasonally, it also deteriorates a bit in late November, early December. It happens every year. The properties that are on the market at that time of year typically want to get sold so that they can start the new year fresh, or whatever the circumstance is that is causing them to list in December. Because truthfully, nobody really plans to list their home in December. So anyways, the other part to that advice was, I said, get prepared with your financials. I know you've been to a mortgage broker. I know they've said that you can only do 500,000, but let's get that checked. So what did they do? They got that checked. And guess what they found? They found that there is a company called OurBorrow who will contribute to their down payment. In other words, they will top it up so that it equals 20%. And what that does is it allows them to go to a higher price point. And it allowed them to go all the way up to $600,000. And guess what? There are some properties in our city that are detached that they could buy for $600,000. And there happened to be one that was reduced a few times, had a few offers that had fallen through, and we felt that the sellers were starting to get to the point where they might take a lower offer. So, long story short, they did the offer, they got it for a lower price than the list price, and they got it in a price point that made a lot more sense to them. And so OurBorrow, and I'll put that graphic up on the screen for you when I edit this, they were the catalyst that enabled them to get to a higher price point. And in another episode, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about OurBorrow, but I'm going to put a link here for you that you can go on and investigate it for yourself. If you're in the same situation, that you have great credit, you do have some down payment, you have the income to support mortgage payment, but you just don't have the down payment yet. And yet is the key. So OurBorrow will, again, they will top up your down payment so that it equals 20%, and then they will share in the ownership of the house. They actually don't go on title, but they'll share in the future appreciation of the house from what you paid for it. Good deal. And in fact, most properties, if you do the math, you're going to be up hundreds of thousands of dollars if you compare what you would have spent on rent during that same period of time. And again, we'll go into the math another time. It's a very good program. I encourage you to look at it and consider it, because here's this older couple that was renting their entire lives. And now at their retirement age, they're actually able to own a home, put equity in their property, in their pocket, sorry, and also live near their grandchildren so that they can enjoy life. Works out to be cheaper than they were paying for rent in Toronto, and they own it. Okay, so we're going to jump into the numbers here. I'm going to be looking at the Guelph and District Real Estate Board. So this includes areas like Fergus, Laura, Mount Forest up to that direction. It also includes Puss Lynch and outlying areas like that. So this is all properties, and you kind of look at this and it is $100 less than it was last month as a median sales price. Let's go down the list here. Let's look at single family homes. So single family homes have gone up from 860 to 887,000. Townhouses have gone down a lot. I'm not sure exactly the reason why. Obviously, there's a less townhouses being sold in a lower price point, but I don't know if that's because there's, one that sold super low or something like that. I don't know. Definitely one to watch. Condos, again, always up and down. Looks like Halloween pumpkin smile here, goes up and down, up and down, up and down. And where we're at here, 496,000. So just shy of 500,000. And then we have semi-detached, slight uptick. I think that is perhaps, no, Guelph City was down slightly, so I'm not sure. Maybe Fergus or Laura has some townhouse or semi-detached homes that have been sold, and they could be new ones at a slightly higher price point. Okay, let's do one more thing that I don't normally do. Maybe we'll make it a common thing. We're going to look at Waterloo region, which includes Kitchener as well. We're going to look at all properties to start. So they've gone down to 700,000. Single family homes are at 814, so quite significantly lower. So if you're looking for some deals, maybe Waterloo, Kitchener are a place to be. Condos 422 and 617 for semi-detached. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a house to live in, you don't care where you live, then I would be looking at Kitchener, Waterloo right now. It seems to be quite a lot of value there. I know at one point they were neck and neck with Guelph. And Guelph, for some reason, tends to hold its value for a long time. Just one of those cities where people just don't want to live. It is a great city to live in. People tend to stay here for generations. There's more people coming in than going out. And Waterloo just has different pockets, I guess. Not sure why. Waterloo itself, I think, is very equivalent to Guelph, but then you add Kitchener and the surrounding areas, it's a little bit more transient. Okay, one more thing I want to add to this is that the market really does feel quiet. It is quiet because of the Christmas holidays, but it's just got that extra bit of quietness. And what I mean by that is usually right now I'm talking to sellers who are thinking of selling their investment properties in January and early February, specifically for the student rental market. And I'm not hearing that. I'm not having those conversations. We only have one listing coming up in the beginning of January that is an investment property, and it's not even in Guelph. It's in Hamilton. By the way, it is a duplex, 2 bedrooms up, 2 bedrooms on the main floor, completely vacant, so you can re-rent it for current market rent. And it's in good condition. The owners put a little bit of money into it to bring it up from where it was when the tenants lived there. So send me a message, an email, give me a call, and we can talk about that more. Okay, one last thing is I want you to have a very Merry Christmas. We are going on vacation for the week before Christmas, so I may not get a chance to see you. Gabriel and Claire will be here to take care of you. We hope that you have an awesome holidays, and let's have a conversation in the new year to see where you're at with your home and your home purchase decisions. Okay, it may or may not be the right time to buy or sell, but let's have a conversation about that. Take care. Love you all. Talk soon.